Another silly season domino has fallen as it has been announced that Toni Breidinger will move up to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2025 and join Tricon Garage. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to your video. As I just said a second ago, we had some pretty massive and major breaking news. It has been officially announced and confirmed that Toni Breidinger will move up to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in 2025, driving a number 5 truck for Tricon, replacing Dean Thompson in the 2025 season. While our sponsors were not officially confirmed today, I do believe that Celsius will sponsor at some point throughout the 2025 season. I also do believe that Raising Cane's, which has been associated with her throughout the last couple of years, will also sponsor in the 2025 season. There have been some rumors and speculation about this being potential that she could move up to the Craftsman Truck Series in 2025, but there's nothing officially confirmed at the time. She also becomes the third driver to confirm their plans for Tricon in 2025. We already know that Corey Heim will be back in the number 11 truck for the 2025 season, and Tanner Grace also returning to Tricon in 2025. Toni Breidinger has been one of the biggest things on social media. Look at her social media presence, and she has one of the biggest social media followings. She also works with Victoria's Secret, which a lot of the branding does come from that company that she does work with. Now, I'm going to be realistic and honest here with Toni Breidinger. I think she does have some potential. However, I did look at her ARCA stats very recently, and in 2024, she really struggled. She did not even score a single top 5 finish in the 2024 season, and she got outran in the points by Chris Wright. Now, I've been super critical of Chris Wright, but Chris Wright actually has a couple top 5 finishes to his name and finished third in the standings. Toni Breidinger didn't even have a top 5 in the 2024 season. Now, to be fair, she did show some potential in her select NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series runs in the 2023 year. She got a couple top 15 finishes. I believe she finished in the top 15 in Gateway, and I believe also finished in the top 15 at Kansas as well. So maybe her moving up to the Truck Series, she can do really well. But I'm going to be realistic and honest. My expectations for Toni Breidinger are going to be a lot lower than some people's are going to be. Because again, I think a lot of this is due to sponsorship. She brings a lot of sponsorship and funding to the table, which there's nothing wrong with that. You've got a lot of funding and you do have some potential. I could see you doing really well. However, I just don't expect that from her going into the 2025 season. Now, what are my realistic expectations? I don't think she's making the playoffs in 2025. There's a lot of better talent running in this series this year. Corey Heim is going to be back with Tricon Garage, obviously. I think Tanner Gray's got a good shot to make the playoffs. I think Lane Riggs is going to really set the world on fire, and he's probably going to make the playoffs. Caden Honeycutt, I think, is going to be really strong. Raj Kroof is very likely going to be back with Spire. I think he's going to make the playoffs this year. And Grant Enfinger, that's another guy that I expect to make it. And Andres Perez to be moving up next year. I think he will probably make it. And there's a few other drivers that haven't been confirmed at this time that probably will do better than her. And Daniel Hemmer, too, of course. He's going to be in the 19 truck next year. Realistically, the top 20 should be the goal for her in the standings. Now, if she could do better than Hailie Deegan, I think that would be really cool to see. But I'm going to be real. Hailie Deegan was a better driver in ARCA than Toni Breidinger was. Hailie Deegan, say what you want to say about her. One, she won multiple ARCA West races with McAnally Hilgeman in 2019 when she was part of the Toyota program. You compare that to Toni Breidinger, who has not won an ARCA West, hasn't won an ARCA East, and hadn't won there. Now, she's won a lot of USAC races, so that's really important. I think she's the winningest female driver in USAC competition, which I think that is really good to see, and she did have some competitive nature there. And she's someone who wants to get better and wants to be competitive, and I hope she can run really well. And she's going to have some good people to rely on. Corey Heim, I think, will be able to teach her and get a lot better on those types of tracks. But I don't expect her to do much better than, I don't think she's really going to do better than Hailie Deegan did, in all honesty. I think maybe a little better, but I really don't expect much. I wouldn't be surprised if her stats for Toni are very similar to Hailie Deegan's stats when she ran in the Truck Series. I could see her getting a couple top 10s. I think that's definitely possible for the 2025 year, but I realistically do not expect her to be a major threat for the playoffs, unfortunately. I think if she outperforms Dean Thompson, that is going to say something. Dean Thompson scored 6 top 10s in the 2024 season, but did have a couple pop-up runs where I think he showed a lot of potential. Also had a lot of bad luck, but also made a lot of mistakes. Now, as for Dean Thompson, let's get to him real quick. Where do I think he's headed in 2025? There's been some indications that he could potentially head to Sam Hunt Racing for the 2025 season, which I think is certainly a possible option for him. Sam Hunt has not confirmed their full-time driver, and I think think Dean does have a little bit of talent, but I don't think he should be the guy going there full time. I really wish Corey Heim was moving up full time to the Xfinity series, because I think, no disrespect to Dean, where he's shown a couple races in Xfinity where he's done okay, but I think Corey Heim would be a better driver to go full-time, but I also do think that he might be part-time with Sam Hunt Racing. I have heard that Sam Hunt could run 2 cars at some point in the 2025 year, so that certainly could be an option for 2025. But realistically, I've got my expectations really, really low, and I really hope people don't put over Buttons' expectations on Toni Breidinger. I think we need to be realistic about how she's going to do. I hope she can run well, and it'd be really great to see her run very, very well. But I'm not expecting that, unfortunately. I think she will, like I said, have a couple good runs with Tricon. I think she will show some potential, especially on super speedways potentially, and maybe other types of tracks. But at the end of the day, I think it all, and one thing I will say that will be a big positive for her coming in is she is going to bring a lot of eyes on the Truck Series, especially with her social media presence that she has. I think there's a good chance that she'll be able to bring in a lot of new people to watch the sport. The Truck Series is going to need some new eyes. They're losing some names like Christian Eckes, who will be going to college. Nick Sanchez is moving up. Daniel Dye is moving up next year. So you need, and other people are probably going to be moving up in the future too. So you need to find a way to bring new eyes into the series, and I think Toni Breidinger will be able to do that in 2025. I hope she can prove me wrong and run really, really well, because I'd like to see her run great. But like I said, realistically, my expectations are not that high for, unfortunately, going to 2025. I hope she can run really well. We'll see how she ends up doing. Again, realistically, I don't think the playoffs should be the goal for her. I think top 20 in the points should be the goal. And if she can outrun Dean Thompson, I think that's a really good step for her. And I'd be very impressed if she can do better than Dean Thompson in 2025. But realistically, I don't even know if that is going to be the case for her, unfortunately. We'll see how she ends up doing in 2025, and we'll see if she can prove me wrong going into next year and run really well with Tricon Garage in 2025. We'll see how she ends up doing this upcoming year. So that is going to today's special breaking news report on Toni Breidinger. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your expectations for Toni Breidinger going into the 2025 year? Let me your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we'll likely have a NASCAR news video, discuss news over the course of the last couple of days. We'll talk more about the Toni Breidinger news, and if there's any other major news that breaks, we'll discuss it here live. We're also going to have some other content dropping on Thursday. We are going to have a Thanksgiving Q&A dropping, and then on Friday, we'll probably have the Junior Motorsports preview dropping, talking about Connor Zillage, Carson Quaffle, you name it. Also, over the weekend, we'll probably have the Xfinity stuff coming out. We'll probably do some content on Shane Van Gisbergen and Haley Dean, Carlos, Kurt Busch, Connor Zillage, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, you name it, and all the other content on Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace as well. And if there's updates on the lawsuit, we'll probably have it here with Michael Jordan here live on the channel really, really soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.